Hey everyone, my mom is going to show us how to create this amazing tide pool scene in watercolor.
First, we're going to make three quite good sized rocks as a part of the tide pool and just kind of go in and out and make it a little bit bump. You might want to do it lightly at first, and then if you want to change anything you can. I'm going to come in and make kind of a little cave. Maybe a sea creature would like to hide in there, but it's more interesting if you just make it jagged like this rock is. And then I'll do one more. That'll be our third one. Go ahead and just lightly with your black crayon or which other color that you choose, maybe a brown or something like that, go through and just kind of lightly sketch it out how you would like your rock to go as a little neighborhood home for your sea creatures today. So I'm going to go ahead and get an orange crayon, and we're going to do a technique by an artist called John Pearson does called Muji. And more or less what it is, instead of just drawing a sea star like this with arms, 5 arms, we're going to just kind of swirl the crayon around. I'm going to kind of get him wrapped around the rock a little bit here. So you can see it's just a circular motion, and it's really interesting because it adds a lot of texture to the sea stars. Sea stars are really bumpy and rough. I'm going to add another one. He's going to have a little buddy next to him, and I think we'll make that a purple one. Let's see if I've got a purple here. It's kind of, okay, I think this is a good purple one. And he's going to come, I think I'll start him over here. Oops, it's blue, but that's okay, no big deal. And I think his leg's going to be under that one because sometimes they like to kind of intertwine themselves together. They're good buddies, so they kind of hang out there. And again, I'll do 5. And he'll kind of go up, swoop up like that one. Any way you want to do it. If you get a little blue together with red, you can come up with your own purple. So I think I'm feeling pretty good about my sea stars. And I'm thinking about it, the other sea creatures that are underwater, and I found this really great picture of a crab. So we'll start with, again, the Muji, and we'll make his body more or less an oval shape like a football. We'll go around and around there with that one. Maybe I'll make him a little bit bigger so he'll be a good sized crab here. Maybe he's had a pretty big meal. And then what we'll do is we'll turn it a little bit here, and we'll come forward and make some nice pinchers for him. You might want to grab a little fish as it swims by. And then they have 8 legs, just like a, I think where he has to go, just like a spider does. So 4 on each side of their body. So that looks kind of like a purpley red, and maybe I'll add a little bit of orange to that. It's always nice to kind of blend your colors together here and brighten up the crab a little bit. Come over like this. Again, I'm doing the Muji, and I'm just swirling my crayon around here, and you can have a nice fat crab or maybe a thinner one, whatever you like. Okay, I'll leave that little crab right there then. And then just to remind me, I'll look at my thumbnail sketch again and say, well, let's see, what else did I want to do there right now? Maybe I'll go ahead and up at the top, I think since I have 2 sea stars, I think I'll add another crab up to the top. And so this time I'll do, maybe it won't be quite as big. I don't know, I haven't decided, but I'll do the Muji with the oval shape again, and just like that. And then I'll come out with the pinchers here, 2 arms in his pincher, and go like this. Good. And then get those 4 legs on each side again. But I was thinking it'd be really pretty to have some giant green anemones there. And it looks like it has an oval, I'll put on that side, has an oval body, and sometimes they're close together, so I think I'll do 3 of them right there and just kind of Muji the inside of it like that, and add a little bit more yellow there. And then they have these little tentacles coming out, so we'll go like this with them. maybe I should put some of them down here by the sea stars. Very pretty. I've got this moon snail shell that's been sitting here, and it's mostly white, so I won't add much color, but we could start on the inside and go around and around like that and make a moon snail shell right there. And then maybe one more over here, because it's always good in art to have an odd number, not just two of something. And maybe just add a little bit of color and texture. We could add a little bit of blue in there.
You're gonna need to take a white crayon and you're gonna need to fill in all of this area in here before you add any watercolor, because that will keep it so it stays white when you paint it.
Okay, let's also add some of these beautiful scallop shells. It's just some, I see it's got some curves to the shell too, like this. And then it has little ridges. So we're gonna come down like that. And it's got some oranges in it as well, so we'll add a little bit of orange to it. I see we've got some patterns going back and forth here. Okay, and then the other thing I was thinking is these little limpets here. So maybe to draw that, I would just kind of make a circle and go around and around like that. But if they're sticking up on the rock, then they're kind of pointed like that. And so we could have them come along the area here. And they're all attached like that. Maybe we'll put 3 in that area too. And then maybe at this point, we'll take the black and we'll just kind of go through and outline the rocks a little bit more and make them real bumpy, and maybe lightly add some color to them as well. Make the seaweed curvy, like the water is rushing in and out of the tide pool and pushing it. Don't just make it straight, because that's not very interesting. So the last step is to do outline everything with some Sharpies. So you decide on the color. For the anemones, I'm gonna start with some green Sharpies.
Okay everyone, so now you can see that my mom has outlined with the different colored Sharpie. She's outlined the parts in her picture and she's ready to start watercoloring. So go ahead and show us that, Mom.
First thing you do is you're going to put water across the whole paper, just like that.
So you're getting your watercolor paper wet.
All completely wet, yeah.
So now she's adding some water.
To make blue, to dilute it.
Beautiful.
Brushing it back and forth. Ooh, it just makes a real watery look in the tide pool, beautiful tide pool that you're doing. I'm gonna go about halfway, and then I'm gonna get my brush back in the water and mix,
your brush, or?
Mix a little bit of yellow in there. And then, boys and girls, what happens when I mix the blue and the yellow? Ah, you're right, it's green. So then I'm gonna come through with kind of a greenish color. Maybe get a little bit of yellow in there as well, a little darker yellow, and blend that in. And so it makes it just so bright and vibrant. It doesn't have to be all blue. I like the yellow in there too, the yellow and the greenish look to it. So make sure you've covered every little bit of your paper there too. Okay, so it's fairly quick. So thank you. It was fun doing the project with you today.